Jitar Tradecom is not responsible for monetary losses from the local chat scams.
From beyond the borders of our great state, Calgary, welcome home.
Pilots are reminded not to engage in unlicensed SW schemes and that all items are sold as safe. Please be careful of the debris as you are undocking, and remember to turn your shield and armor hardness on before exiting the station.
state. Secure investments, reliable development, and futures you can build on. Higher side, trust the original. Shields high, caps full. Logistics pilots, clear duty, fleet out for the state.
Please take extra care during our renovation works.
For Calgary pilots, there's only one honor. Free of the state honors all returning citizens from beyond the borders of our great state. Calgary, welcome home.
Today's forecast. Pirate activity seems higher than usual. Please fly safe as you exit the station.
Your tastes are exquisite. Your entertainment should be too. Echelon, the choice for authentic Calgary cultural hallmarks. From war to minerals to the charges in our railguns. Your industry is the beating heart that drives Calgary onwards. Shields high, caps full. Logistics pilots, clear duty, fleet out for the state.
Pilots, please be careful when shooting as you are docking, and remember to turn your shield and armor hardeners on before exiting the station.
Colloquium today's conscription from the front lines to know that our works are keep right when you lead into the yours.
Pilots are reminded not to engage in
Secure investments, reliable development, and futures you can build on. Higher side, trust the original. Honor to your family, loyalty to your corporation, duty to the state. These are the values that make you Calgary. Report the item.
Please take extra care during our renovation works.
For Caldari pilots, there is only one honor. Freedom from state. Our state is under threat from foreign interference. Interference with our taste buds. Reject the compromised flavors of other beverages. Drink Starso. The station honors all returning citizens from beyond the borders of our great state.
Pilots are reminded not to engage in basic numbers, and all items are sold as secrets.
At Priority, we put our values first. That is why an investment for us is an investment made with honor. From war to Priority to the choices in our railcars. Your industry is the
Please note, sleeping in water places is not allowed. There's 24 families sleeping in one area will be treated immediately.
You have wasted so many lives. Why not dedicate this one to the prosperity of your state? Counselors, join the state protector now.
Please note, sleeping in public places is not allowed. Personal or
Be
boundaries.
sure to bring your ration card when visiting any of the stations in Las Vegas restaurants. The choices may be limited, but the honor of your sacrifice isn't. You have wasted so many lives. Why not dedicate this one to the prosperity of your state? Counselors, join the state protector now.
Welcome to Cheetah Training. Please note there has been reports of snaps in the local area. Cheetah Trade Club is not responsible for monetary loss due to local chat snaps.
Every little thing you do, it gets me thinking. Buy another shot, you got me drinking. Girl, you shut me down and there's no witness. Got me in my feels, she would never listen. All the alcohol is in my liver. I guess I lost and you're the winner. Missing your touch, you were a good kisser. I was born a saint, but now I'm a sinner. Falling for you. For you, for you. Falling for you. For you, for you. Falling for you. For you, for you. Falling for
Before the dark forgets me, I've got a few truths left to bleed. I walk the edge of a nameless town, boots soaked in mud, fade beaten down. Street lamp hummed a warning tune, flickering weak beneath the dying moon. My coat felt heavy, stitched with shame, threaded with secrets I never could name. I lit a smoke, watched the ember breathe, a tiny sun begging the night not to leave. A train rolled by with a ghostly scream, carrying pieces of someone's broken dream. The darkness doesn't judge you, it just remembers what you hide. Before the dark forgets me, let the wind carry what I won't say. Before the night resets me, let my shadow walk its final way. A man don't leave much behind, you see, just hope the dark doesn't forget what it tried to be. The bar door creaked like an old regret, smelling of liquor and a busted mindset. A jukebox whispered the blues, it cried, notes worn thin like a desperate lie. The bartender nodded, judgment free. He'd seen 1,000 broken men like me. He poured a drink, amber and slow, said you look like someone pain used to know. A stranger in the corner, smoke in silence, eyes full of wars, fall without violence. I raised my glass, he raised his past, to go sipping memories meant to last. Every man pays a price, but some receipts never fade. Before the dark forgets me, let my heartbeat echo in this room. Before the world resets me, let my sins breathe instead of bloom. We're all just stories drowning at sea, gray in the dark, remembers who we tried to be. You learn something when you stare into a whiskey glass long enough. You learn that forgiveness isn't given, it's traded. And some man, we just can't afford the price. Rain hit the windows like impatient hands, beating out truths nobody understands. I stepped outside, air sharp as steel, cold enough to teach a man how to feel. My reflection in the puddle looked older tonight, eyes dimmed down, tired of the fight. He whispered, you lost your way, but not your fire. I said, fire burns out, but ashes remember desire. Church bell rang, hollow and thin, trying to call lost souls back in. But some of us learn to pray with our scars instead, and hope the dark keeps our names when we're dead. Before the dark forgets me, let my shadow carve its mark. Before the night rejects me, let my story bleed into the dark. If tomorrow leaves me without memory, may the nights to forget me. Darkness forgives nothing, but it remembers everything. some women leave, others stay in the dark, wearing a part of you you never got back. She walked out once beneath the dying moon, steps soft as whispers, gone too soon. Her perfume lingered like a silent crime, a scent trapped forever between breath and time. I kept her letters folded in my coat, ink smudged by knives that held my throat. Her voice still lived in every bar I crossed, echoing truths from the love we lost. A ghost of silk in a world of scars, she moved like a prayer forgotten by stars. Some memories fade, but some walk beside you like shadows with your name on their tongue. Her shadow on my name, dancing behind me in the cold street flame. Her silence called my blame, carving my heartbeat frame by frame. You can now run love, but not the shame, when her shadow still wears your name. I found a ghost in a bar that felt dead, sitting in the corner where the lost souls bled. A jukebox crooned, a tremor of regret, a melody we hadn't finished yet. The bartender asked who you looking for. I answered with a stare toward the floor. He nodded slow like he'd seen this tale. Said some spirits don't drink, they inhale. A woman passed by with her hair in a braid, same perfume, same sweetness, same shade. My heart froze cold the way fire does when it realizes what it was. Love doesn't die, it just moves into the smoke and waits. Her shadow on my name, felt her breathing in the cold night flame. Her whispers lit a flame, even the wind spoke her aim. You can bury truth but not the claim, when her shadow still waves for me. I once asked the night why she wouldn't leave me alone, and the night said, you don't forget the ones who taught you how to break. Outside under bruised city skies, watching headlights smear like tide lights. Rain drew rivers down the old paved stone, each drop sounding like a memory grown in a puddle. Her reflection stood near mine, clear as a day. She crossed the line, she whispered, you carried my heart but I carried your sin. And damn, I felt that truth crawl under my skin. The more I tried to breathe her out, the more her silence filled with doubt. And that's when I knew some ghosts don't haunt, they inherit. Her shadow on my name, a brand on the dark I couldn't tame. Her memory marked my flame, etched in smoke like a whisper claim. You tomorrow, but guess who I became? She wore a shadow, still wears my name. shadow you walk with.
Включаю варп-двигатель.
If the night had eyes, brother, brother, it would stare straight through us. Shadows don't lie, they just wait for the truth to fall. Boots scraping gravel on a dead-end road. Every step feels like a memory I never chose. My coat's heavy with the weight of old regrets, like rain-soaked letters from a past I can't forget. The lamppost flickers lonely like a dying friend, and the wind hums stories I never meant to send. A light of smoke, watch the ember glow red. Little fires dancing for the things I left unsaid. A church bell rings somewhere beyond the town, a reminder that even God looks away sometimes and frowns. And the darker the night, the louder your sin speaks. And I've heard mine echo for weeks. Shadows don't lie, they walk beside you, step for step. Shadows don't die, they hold the secrets that you kept. You can outrun the world, but not the night. Shadows don't lie, and they never forgive your fight. I sat at the bar where the broken men go, where the jukebox cries soft and the whiskey burns slow. The bartender asks, you running from pain? I said I'm just chasing silence, but it runs faster than my shame. A woman laughs softly in the fallback booth, the kind of laugh that hides a bullet of truth. Her eyes were tired like she'd seen too much rain, two storm clouds waiting to fall again. I raised my glass, she raised her health. We toasted to the stories we'd never tell, because that's what the night does. It strips a man down until only his shadow knows him well. You learn a lot when the world stops talking to you. You learn your demons by name. You learn the weight of silence. And you learn that every shadow you fear is just the truth with the lights turned off. Shadows don't lie, they rise each time you hit the floor. Shadows don't die, they're the wolves just outside your door. You can hide your guilt from every eye inside, but you can't hide from the mirror at night. Shadows don't lie, remember every fight. Some nights I swear I hear my past call out, like a ghost whispering my name in doubt. Where you going, son? What you trying to be? Free? And I answer, just a man finally trying to be free. But freedom's tricky, it comes with a cost. You lose a few battles and count what you lost. Yet here I stand with fire still in my chest, a sinner, a fighter, doing his best. If the world forgets shadow will know the truth I couldn't say. Shadows don't lie, they just wait for the moment you start running.
Death don't scare me. Now when life already took the first swing.
Включаю варп-двигатель.
I heard her boots on the gravel road, a rhythm cold as a promise. Oh, the wind shifted like it knew her well, carrying secrets only empty nights tell. She did not. You stepped inside my bones, walked the halls where regret still groans. Her voice was smoke, her breath was flame, and she whispered gently, I came for your name. Every man meets death, but only once does she call him honest. This was the day death called me by my name. Not with fear, not with tears, but with claim. This was the hour the shadows came, walking behind me like memories untamed. I didn't run, didn't curse, didn't blame. I just said, if you know me, then say my name. We sat on the porch like two old friends, watching the sky fold over its ends. She laughed soft, a sound older than sin, echo in places I've already been. I know the night you drowned in pain, she said, and the mornings that never came. Her hand brushed scars on my throat, tracing the stories I never wrote. A bottle of whiskey stood between us two, half empty like me and honest like truth. Death doesn't take you, she collects what life didn't finish. This was the day death called me by my name. Her voice a road with no turning lane. This was the moment I felt no shame. Go in the night and I bled the same. Some men whisper, I walk toward the flame. I asked her why now. She answered, you lived enough to understand pain, but not enough to understand peace. And for once,
Включаю
I kept
варп-двигатель.
quiet. We walked the highway as the storm rolled near, thunder cracking like a message clear. My boots echo loud, old leather, old crime, carrying footprints I'd worn through time. Lightning exposed the ghost I became, a man half shadow, half a god in flame. She looked at me like she seen my youth, like she knew every fracture of true. You're tired, she said, but not done. And damn, for the first time I wanted to run, but I didn't. A man stands when the world sits, that's the rule, that's the grit. This was the day death called me by my name, and I answered steady, steady and sane. against the man I became. Death won. She called me by my name.
Включаю варп двигателя.
When death knows your name, it means you live loud enough for the dark to hear you.
Every man carries a ghost. Some wear it on their hand, some in their eyes. Me, I keep mine in my coat.
Включаю варп двигатель.
Cold streets, lamplight trembling like a sinner's prayer. The night wraps around me like a broken dare. My footsteps echo through puddles of regret, leaving ripples of the things I can't forget.
Включаю варп
A
двигатель.
cigarette glows faint in the dark and rain. The ember knows my secrets better than my pain. The city breeze heavy like it's tired of my lies, and I swear I saw my past staring back in the window's eyes. I walk slow, but the ghost walks faster, and every memory feels like a loaded answer. There's a ghost in my coat, a shadow stitched into the seams. There's a fire in my throat, burning through my silent dreams. No matter where I go, the night takes note. I don't walk alone now with a ghost in my coat. I stop by the bar where the world keeps quiet, where broken hearts gather for carries when nobody watches and some shadows you don't bury, you wear them. I tried leaving town once, thought distance would save me, but the ghost sat right beside me in the backseat, calmly whispered, you can change the road, not the truth. And damn it, it sounded like the voice of my youth. I watched the sun rise over forgotten fields where broken promises grow like unharvested yields. And I learned something that morning without a sound. Your ghost doesn't chase you, it waits for you on the next round. There's a ghost in my coat and it knows every sin I've sown. There's a fire in my throat, I drink to quiet what I've known. I've outrun love, pain, mercy and hope, but I never outran the ghost in my coat. Some ghosts stay, some ghosts follow, and some ghosts become you. Man can lie to the world, but he whispers the truth to his soul on the last night. The room was quiet, the kind of quiet that carries old sins on his back. A single lamp buzz, casting shadows long enough to tell the story I never told. My coat hung heavy on the chair, still warm with the ghosts I carried everywhere. Whiskey swirled in my glass, thick as memories I failed to outlast. The floorboards creak like a confession rising slow, and I felt my soul sit down across from me. You spent years running from yourself, then one night your soul finally catches up. Yeah, this was the last night I spoke to my soul. No lies, no mess, no damage control. This was a moment truth took hold, where silence burned hotter than stories told. If the world forgets what I couldn't console, let it remember the night I spoke to my soul. My soul stared at me with tired human eyes, the kind that survive when a man breaks twice. He said, you were brave just now when you needed needed to be. His voice cut deeper than any blade I'd seen. He spoke of the woman I let slip through my hands. A child I never was, the promises too thin to stand. He spoke of nights I drowned in smoke, of days I chose to stay broken for once. I didn't argue, I just listened. Soul knows the graves he dug in himself. Yeah, this was the last night I spoke to my soul. No reckoning carved into midnight cold. This was the hour my truth unrolled, leaving me naked but finally whole. If tomorrow takes everything I stole, I spoke to my soul. He asked me one question, quiet as a prayer. Do you regret who you became? And I answered not with words, but with a single tear that broke years of stone. Thunder grumbled outside like the world remembered me. Rain tapped the window soft as mercy, sharp as prophecy. My soul reached across the table, placed a hand on the hand I'd forgotten to feel. He whispered, you survived pain, you survived silence. Now survive yourself. And something in me cracked, not like breaking, but like the first light through an old church window. I breathe deep for the first time in years, the kind of breath that carries every ghost out with it. Yeah, this was the last night I spoke to my soul, and for once I wasn't empty, I was whole. This was the truth I could finally hold, forged in darkness and tempered in gold. If the world forgets the man I control, it'll never forget the night I spoke to my soul. A man dies once, but he meets himself only on the last night. I didn't die that night. I just stopped being someone the world could see. Rain hit the pavement like 1,000 tiny lights, each drop shining briefly before it dies. I walk through the city with my collar raised, face hidden, heart dazed, soul unfazed. The street lamp hummed like an old warning sign, flickering gold on a world no longer mine. My boots soaked through water, blood. Who knew some nights you can't tell what you're walking through? I lit a smoke, watched it glow in the rain. A tiny star fighting shadows in vain. And right then I felt something in me slipped into the dark. You don't become a ghost in one breath. It happens slowly, decision by decision. There was a night I became a ghost, a quiet man the world lost track of. There was a night I loved the night most, when silence felt sharper than love. I didn't vanish, I just let go. And the dark whispered, welcome home. The bar door creaked like a tired confession, smelling of whiskey, rain and obsession. A guitar wailed in the back like a wounded prayer, notes trembling on a smoke-filled air. The bartender squinted, saw right through me like he met my shadow long before me. He poured a drink slow, said, son, you're pale. I said, I'm just halfway between truth and a tale. A stranger in a coat sat hunched in gloom, looking like he'd stolen sorrow from the room. He raised his glass to me, eyes burning deep, two ghosts saluting what they couldn't keep. You know you're fading when the mirror stops arguing back. There was the night I became a ghost, left my name sitting on an empty chair. There was the night I drifted the most, carried by a wind that wasn't there. You don't need to die to lose your glow. Just choose the dark over everything you know. I used to fear emptiness until I realized it was the only place I could breathe. Some men get saved, some get seen, some get forgiven, and some just disappear clean. Outside the rain softened to a whispering storm, like the sky trying to warn me to stay warm. But ghosts don't fear the cold, we're made of it. Cars pass by, blind to my shape, like I'd slipped out of time, out of escape. I saw my reflection in a puddle by the curb, a faded outline, trembling in blood. He looked at me with quiet accusation, like I'd abandoned him without explanation. And maybe I had, maybe that was the cost of trying not to be the man I lost. That was the night I became a ghost, a forgotten verse in a forgotten song. That was the night I quit being a host to pain I'd carried for far too long. And if the world didn't notice me go, that's how you know a ghost was already in control. Some men live, some men die, and some men just drift. darkness. He signs for it, one breath at a time. Midnight met me at the corner of a broken street, where the moon hung crooked like a vow incomplete. The wind brushed my coat like a warning in disguise, carrying the scent of old truths and buried lies. I lit a smoke, watched the ember flicker thin, a fragile confession trying to speak again. The night circled me slow, patient as sin, waiting for the moment I'd finally let it in. You don't choose midnight. Midnight chooses a man who's already halfway gone. This is a pact I made with midnight, a whisper traded for a piece of my soul. This is the vow signed under no light, a promise only shadows patrol. The dawn ever asks who I used to be, telling midnight kept the rest of me. Walked into a bar dim as a dying flame, where the jukebox ground like it was tired of its own name. A lone guitarist subbed something slow, notes dripping like whiskey on a night too low. The bartender eyed me with a knowing stare, said you're carrying something heavy, leave it here if you dare. I smirked, but truth hit the back of my throat. Some burden stay loyal when nothing else does. A woman in velvet watched from the last booth, her gaze holding pain, sharper than truth. She murmured, midnight takes what daylight fears. I said that midnight's the only judge I trust. The night doesn't demand payment, it demands surrender. This is a pact I made with midnight, a trade of silence for the man I became. This is the old forge without sight, where shadows carve my name. If tomorrow searches what's left of me, tell it midnight holds a key. I asked the dark what it wanted from a man like me. It answered only what you're tired of carrying. And God help me, the offer felt fair. Thunders roar like some ancient truth beating down the door. Rain spilled fast as if heaven lost control, each drop baptizing what was left of my soul. My reflection trembled in the river street, a ghost learning slowly how to live in defeat. He whispered, you made a pact you can't undo. I replied, pacts aren't meant to free you, they're meant to define you. A stray dog bark chasing shadows along the wall, and for a moment I felt nothing at all, which is the closest thing to peace a man like me ever gets. This is a pact I made with midnight, under a sky too dark to forgive or see. This is the truth I carry outright, bound in smoke and misery. If the dawn demands a death from me, tell it midnight already has a
Включаю
feet.
варп-двигатель.
Some men pray, some men run, some men sign with midnight. I stopped believing in God, but the prayers kept believing in me. I walk past the chapel at the edge of town. Its doors half open like a warning down. Candles flicker through cracked stained glass, shaking like memories too scared to pass. I felt the weight of sins I'd forgotten to hide. Some carved in my heart, some stitched in my pride. The wind hits soft like a breeze gone mad, blessing the damned, forgiving the bad. And there I was, another man with a broken throat, carrying words he never meant to quote. You don't choose your prayers, they choose you. When the night gets honest, these are the prayers that never left me, whispers buried in the dust of my soul. These are the ghosts that still protect me when the world turns quiet and cold. I lost my faith, but faith didn't forget me. Some prayers stay, even when you set them free. I pushed a heavy door with a trembling hand. The chapel smelled of rain and ancient sand. A single candle burned low in defeat, wax dripping like tears onto the wooden seat. A Bible lay open, pages curled with age, words trembling on a trembling stage. I didn't kneel, pride held my spine, but my shadow bent forward like it knew the line. Then I heard it, a hymn hummed by no one alive, echoing slow like sorrow taking a dive. Some prayers don't save you, they simply stay, so you don't fall alone. These are the prayers that never left me, chained to my breath in the dead of night. These are the ghosts that resurrect me, pulling me back from a losing fight. I broke my promise, but faith still met me. Some prayers cling like a scar set free. I whispered, if there's a God left listening, but the silence answered first, and that silence knew my story better than heaven did. Outside, storm clouds growled in the distance, sky cracking open with holy resistance. as thunder shook the chapel's bones, echoing deeper than blood or stone. Rain began dripping through holes in the roof, each drop falling like heaven's proof that even holy places fall apart when men forget how to hold a heart. I looked at the candle, its flame bending low, fighting the wind like it refused to go, and I realized a prayer isn't a wish, it's a wound trying to heal itself. These are the prayers that never left me, the ones I curse, the ones I fear. These are the shadows that reflect me, all the truth, the dark revealed. I lost my way, but they still kept me. Some prayers stay, because they're all that's left of me. You don't need to believe for the prayer to breathe. It just waits inside your silence. Some roads take you home, others take everything you had. Before you even get there, the gravel crack beneath my worn-out boots, dust rising like ghosts from forgotten roots. A highway stretched endless, thin as a lie, cutting through a sky too tired to cry. Wind smack my coat like a warning sign, cold as the truth I left behind. Every mile carved deeper into my bones, turning my heartbeat into rolling stones. I lit a cigarette, flame trembling in the breeze, like a tiny confession begging on its knees. And I walked on, 'cause that's all a man can do when life stops walking with him. Some roads bend you, some roads break you, but the wrong road will bleed you dry. This is the road that made me bleed, every step a wound, every breath a plea. This is the path I didn't choose but need, the only place my ghost walk free. Some men run, some men bleed. I learned to bleed with a road that made me bleed. I found an old bar leaning like a dying prayer, its neon sign buzzing through the midnight air. Inside a jukebox grown to dusty chord, like a love song sharpened into a sword. The bartender stared with half a soul, said that road outside each manhole. I nodded slow, he wasn't wrong. I'd left half my life someplace along. A woman in a trench coat sipped her sin, eyes like storms waiting to begin. She whispered, "You look like hell's first draft." I said, "Hell, let it slow and never laugh." Some truths don't heal, they settle in your ribs and wait. This is the road that made me bleed, where every memory has feet, a shadow walking underneath. You can outrun love, guilt or greed, but not the road that made you bleed. I learned something. Standing in that doorway of rain. A road isn't a place, it's a price, and some prices bite deeper with every step. Outside, thunder mumbled like an old regret. Sky swollen with storms, not ready to forget. The road shimmered wet, stretching into doom, carrying echoes of every forgotten room. I saw my reflection in a puddle skin, a man halfway empty, halfway one thing. He said, you want peace, it's further down, but peace felt heavy and I'd already drowned. Cars roared by like judgment in motion, washing my silhouette into the ocean. And for a moment I felt nothing at all, which is sometimes the most dangerous feeling a man can feel. This is a road that made me bleed, turned my heart into gravel, my hope into speed. This is the truth I couldn't kill with need, a scar carried like a creed. If tomorrow finds me on my knees, I'll still thank the road that made me bleed. Some roads end, some roads bend, but the road that makes you bleed becomes you. People think it's the noise that destroys a man, but it's the silence that breaks him clean. The road was empty, no sound but my boots, kicking dust off memories tangled in roots. Moon hid behind clouds like it knew my sins. Didn't want the sky to see where I begin. A cold wind crawled beneath my coat, carrying rumors only shadows quote. I lit a smoke, felt the night inhale. One more flame, begging not to fail. Silence settled heavy, thick as tar, the kind that tells you who you really are. A man doesn't fear the dark, he fears hearing his own truth in it. It was the silence that broke me, not the screams, not the lies, not the fight. It was the quiet that spoke free, tearing my soul slow in the dead of night. You can hide from pain, from fate, from plea, but not from the silence that broke me. I pushed open the door of a roadside bar, looking for anything that didn't feel far. The jukebox hummed a wounded tune, like it had lost someone under the same moon. A man in a hat nodded without a word, like he knew every thought I'd ever heard. He poured a drink, amber and slow, said silence follows you wherever you go. A woman in the corner blinked tears of steel, eyes that forgot how to pretend to feel. She whispered, night ain't cruel, it's on it. I said, that's what scares me the most. Silence was a blade. It was the stillness that woke me from lies I didn't know I'd made. You can run from sound eternally, but not from the silence. It broke me. There's a moment right after the last word dies, where the entire world leans in and listens to the part of you you've kept buried. I walked outside, rain hanging in the air, like the sky couldn't decide if it wanted to care. Puddles mirrored pieces of who I'd been, a man stitched together with whiskey and sin. I heard my heart beat louder than the storm, saw my breath rise in a spectral form. The silence pressed closer, cold and near, whispering truths only the broken hear. It said you never ran from the world, you ran from yourself, and damn, that got deeper than anything else. It was the silence that broke me, split me open without a sound. It was the quiet that spoke me, told me what I'd lost, what I'd found. If tomorrow forgets, if the night sets me free, the silence will still remember me. Silence days, and that's why it wins. Man don't grow older, he grows longer. Under the weight of the sins he
Включаю варп-двигатель.
I walk down the alley where my youth once stood, back when danger felt clean and the whiskey tasted good. Now every brick remembers a crime I forgot, carrying fingerprints from a man I'm not. Rain drips slow off a rusted fire escape, each drop a prayer trying to change its shape. I lit a smoke, flame trembling in my hand, like even fire had trouble understanding where I stand. My shadow trail behind me, long as a coffin lid, telling tales of sins I never admitted I did. Age doesn't come from years, it comes from everything you try to drink silent. Age doesn't come from years, it comes from everything you tried to drink silent. Oh, these are the sins that made me longer, carved my name into the black of night. Oh, these are the ghosts that made me stronger, teaching fear how to lose the fight. Every scar just stretched me farther, built by the sins that made me longer.
door still crying on its hinge. A place where every drink carried a quiet revenge. The bartender nodded like he knew my mind. Said some men age slow, cause they left too much behind. I sat by the window where we used to laugh. The moonlight slicing memories clean in half. Her smile still floated in the dust of my coat. A soft reminder of a promise I broke. A man in the corner raised his glass to me. Eyes full of storms that'll never find the sea. I drank to the pain I dragged through years, to cigarettes, regrets, and the weight of old fears. You don't heal by forgetting. You heal by outliving what hurts you. These are the sins that made me longer. Stretch my shadow across the past. Ooh. These are the nights that forged me stronger. Built from truths I learned too fast. The man grows tall when his guilt grows stronger. These are the sins that made me longer. I once asked a knight, how long a man can carry regret? The knight answered, long enough for the world to forget him. I stepped outside, rain cooling the breath on my lips, turning the street into a road carved by eclipse. My reflection swam in a puddle below, older, but quieter, but not ready to let go. He whispered, you ain't who you were, but you're not done. And somewhere between thunder and dawn, I felt every mistake I'd outrun. Cars rolled by like chapters turning, their headlights carving the shape of my yearning. And in that glow, I saw every sin I ever carried, not killing me, but stretching me into the man I finally was. These are the sins that made me longer. Built my bones from fire and smoke. These are the wounds that whisper stronger every time a promise broke. If tomorrow finds me older, colder, know this, my sins are what made me longer. Some men grow old, others grow heavy. I grew along between the pain and the knot. Time doesn't just pass, it still. And one day you wake up, owing years you never lived. The mirror cracked when I leaned in close, like it couldn't bear the man it chose. Lines on my face carved deep as lies, each one a truth I tried to disguise. Whiskey on my breath, storm in my chest, a lifetime spent trying to outrun the rest. Street lights flicker on roads I knew, paths I took and the ones I never knew. A cold wind whisper, you're getting old, and damn, I finally felt it in my bones. Youth fades fast, regret fades slow. These are the years I never lived, the days I lost to fear and smoke. These are the truths I never forgave, the words I choked before I spoke. If the night asks what I failed to give, tell about the years I never lived. I walk past the diner where she used to wait, her smile always on time, even when I was late. The windows were dusty, chairs stacked high, the kind of place where love learned to die. A faded ring sat heavy in my coat, a circle of promises I never wrote. Oh, I whispered her name, it hurt like glass, sharp reminders of the man I didn't surpass. A ghost of her laugh drifted down the street, soft, tired, incomplete. I tried to follow, but the years held me back like a hand on my throat. A man doesn't age from time, he ages from the truths he avoided. These are the years I never lived, buried in clocks that ran too fast. These are the wounds I couldn't forgive, bleeding through every shadow I cast. Till the dawn, what the evening couldn't give, I'm made of years I never lived. There's a moment when a man looks back and realizes the road behind him is longer than the road ahead, and that's the moment the heart starts telling the truth. I sat on a bench near the end of the pier, wave after wave pulling memories near. Soul in the air, ghost in the tide, time dragging everything I tried to hide. I saw the boy I was brave, stupid, alive. I saw the man I became, just trying to survive. And between them, an ocean of could-have beens, a lifetime of almost and nearly wins. He reached for me, but I reached too late. That's the price of waiting for fate. These are the years I never lived, burned in the spaces where love should have grown. These are the nights I never forgave, where silence carved me into stone. If the dark remembers what I couldn't give, let it keep the years I never lived. Time takes everything except the weight of what you didn't do. I didn't choose the night. It's just where the world stopped looking for me. Every street lamp flickered like a dying truth, shining just enough to show my youth. I lit her smoke, watch the ember talk, small fires telling stories from every broken wall. A dog barks somewhere, chasing ghosts unseen, maybe chasing me or who I used to have been. Some nights don't forgive, some nights don't forget, some nights bury a man before the dawn even hits. This is where the night buried me, deep in the cracks of a forgotten street. This is where the dark carried me, where sins and shadows finally meet. If the world don't want my name for free, I'll stay right here where the night buried me. I pushed open the door of a bar gone cold, where the jukebox spoke in stories of the bowl. A lone guitar cried in a corner booth, pouring out lies dressed up as truth. The bartender squinted, said, "You again?" I nodded slow, said, "Pour me my sin." The glass hit the counter like a final bell, and for a second I tasted heaven in the middle of hell. A woman in velvet glanced my way. Her eyes said midnight, her smile said stay. But shadows cling even when they're thin, and mine whispered, "Don't you dare begin." A man survives pain, but he don't survive hold twice. This is where the night buried me, in smoke and whiskey and honesty. This is where the truth carried me, to the edge of who I used to be. You can run from dawn eternally, but you'll end up back where the night buried thee. I learned one thing in the dark: the night doesn't steal you. You hand yourself over, one regret at a time. I stepped outside, the street was bare, rain dripping slow like a broken prayer. So my reflection in a puddle by the curb, a face half man, half something disturbed. I knelt down, touched the water skin, whispers rising like voices within. You lost your faith when you lost your pride, but you kept your shadow by your side. A car passed by, headlights blurred, and for a moment I vanished unheard. Sometimes that silence is all a man needs, a place to start or a place to bleed. This is where the night buried me, where the light gave up and the dark set free. This is where the pain married me and carved my name in memory. If the day don't want what I came to be, let the blues be the dirt.
I've been broke, been bruised, been used. Had folks talking like they know my shoes. Ain't no saint, I've raised some hell, but I learned my peace where my demons dwell. I quit chasing ghosts that don't pay rent. Quit worrying about the ones who went. Now I walk my road, dust on my boots, singing my truth, whatever it roots. Cause I don't give a damn who don't like me. This world spins fast and time ain't free. We're all just sparks in the midnight sky, fading out slow, saying goodbye. So pour that whiskey, let it burn fine. Laugh at the scars that prove I'm alive. We're all just living on borrowed time. Had some lovers, lost some friends. Some stories start, some just end. Every tear I shed done wash me clean of all them fake folks and broken dreams. Now don't beg, I don't chase, don't need no crown, I got my grace. Life's too short to wear a mask, so I'll say my piece and sip my flask. Cause I don't give a damn who don't like me. This world spins fast and time ain't free. We're all just sparks in the midnight sky, fading out slow, saying goodbye. So pour that whiskey, let it burn fine. Laugh at the scars that prove I'm alive. We're all just living on borrowed time. Yeah, the clock don't stop, it don't rewind. You blink and you're 40, damn near blind. So love who you love and cuss when you need. Be your own man, that's all you can be. I don't give a damn who don't like me. Made my peace, my soul set free. We're all just sparks in a stormy sky, burning out bright before we die. So raise that glass, let it hit just right. Here's to the truth and the dirt and the fight. Yeah, we're all just living on borrowed time. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Full of ashes and blame. I tried to chain me to yesterday's name. Mirror said sinner, but my heart said fight. Ain't a grave deep enough to hold my light. I slept in a ditch with a thunderful sheets, ball gun with a bottle and lost 2 weeks. But pain taught patience and scars taught grace. I put steel in my spine and fire in my face. Yeah, I hear the knocking, but I ain't opening that door. Tell the devil I'm busy, I got living to do. Got a soul that won't sell and a sky right through. He can circle like a vulture, but I won't be his fool. Tell the devil I'm busy choosing the truth. Phone keeps buzzing with the ghosts I fed. Whole lot of almost living rent free in my head. I've loved good people in a bad man's hour.
have mercy. Tell the devil I'm busy, I got living to do. Got a soul that won't sail and a sky right through. He can circle like a vulture, but I won't be his fool. Tell the devil I'm busy choosing the truth. I've been alive and I've been alive. Shook hands with hell just to learn how to try. If grace is a road, then hand me my boots, 'cause I'm walking it sober with nothing to lose. Not today, not tonight, not me. Tell the devil I'm busy, I got living to do. Got a soul that won't sail and a sky right through. He can circle like a vulture, but I won't be his fool. Tell the devil I'm busy choosing the truth. Knock all you want, this door's closed to you. Bury me standing, I ain't done yet. Boots in the mud where the sun don't set. I've carried this weight like a rusty chain, through fire and blood, through loss and pain. They told me to bow, but I clenched my jaw. I carved my name in the dust I saw. Bury me standing, not on my knees. A red wind blowing through the trees, cut me down, but don't forget you'll never kill what you ain't met. Bury me standing, my fight ain't through. I'll haunt these fields like the morning dew. I've seen concrete crawl where the cattle roam. Watch glass towers rise where the eagles home. Men in suits draw lines through maps, selling the soul of the heartland fast. But this dirt remembers every boot and it'll outlast their steel and suits. So I'll bury me standing, not on my knees. A real wind blowing through the trees, cut me down, but don't forget you'll never kill what you ain't met. Bury me standing, my fight ain't through. I'll haunt these fields like the morning dew. Yeah, chain me, break me, count me out. I'll rise up, pierce, I'll scream, I'll shout. Ashes fall, but the flame burns red. A man's not gone till his voice is dead. I ain't your pawn, I ain't your slave. I spit on the ground that try to pave. This country blood don't wash away. It stains the hands that try to stay. So plant me deep in this rugged land with a steel guitar and a rebel band. Bury me standing, not on my knees. A rebel wind blowing through the trees, cut me down, but don't forget you'll never kill what you ain't met. Bury me standing, the fight goes on. My ghost will ride till the break of dawn. Bury me standing there. Boy, don't you cry. Legends don't crawl, they learn to die. Bury me standing, don't lay me down. Plant me where fire once burned the ground. I'll be the echo that howls through the land, mean as the wind with a fist in its hand. Don't dress me in roses, don't sing me no song. Bury me standing, I'll still